Right, so anyway, another little update. I printed the holder that holds the bobbin. I've just put a bobbin there, in there to test fit. You can see it's a perfect fit. The coil goes inside the shuttle, which is this thing. It just drops straight in, no problem. And then the round shape on the back, basically that goes in like that in the assembly, and then I can adjust the coils. I can just rotate the coils around relative to the timing coil. The timing coil will be fitted somewhere in here, possibly at the side. I made a little slot. I don't know if you can see that. There's a slot. Oh, it was. I can't see it now. Focus. Anyway, there's a slot in there somewhere. I think it's actually less of a slot now than it was before, but there's a very thin little slot there. It's not very big, but yeah, the timing coil doesn't have to be very big. It can be quite thin wire really, but anyway, I'm not worried too much about that. This is the new design I'm just developing, and the timing coils can actually go on the ends as well. They don't have to be next to the coil. So anyway, that goes in like that, and then there's another plate goes over the top, and this thing is sandwiched in between. It's actually quite tight once I've got these pins under this lip. Once these pins are under the lip there, it's actually pretty tight fit, which is good because it means that it's not going to roll around by itself, because then you can just move it. This side's a bit looser than that side, so when it moves anyway, I can adjust it. I don't want to score this up because it's still a bit soft, it's still hardening, but that way around it moves. I've got my hand in the way of the light, but you can just see how it works anyway. I can adjust the coil as it goes around. Right, it's nice and snug, and I want it snug. I don't want it to keep slipping on me and falling off. I mean, it's so snug, in fact, it doesn't even want to fall out, look. I can tip it up and it's still in there. The pins just go underneath the lip. But when you fit this, these discs should be flexible enough to bend outwards to push the coil shuttle in there. Or I can just put the shuttles in first, which is what I'm thinking I might do actually, because the coils themselves can be easily removed. The actual bobbins can be pulled out. Well, I can't do it with one hand, but yeah, you get the idea. So anyway, it's better designed than the other one, a lot easier to access and more adjustable. So anyway, this thing isn't finished because I've got to soak this in acetone, this shuttle. And once I've done that, it'll shrink a bit. They always shrink a little bit, and that's why it's so tight at the moment. I've just got it off the printer bed. So take the coil off, and I stuck this together. It looks a bit rough, but it's fine. I use acetone and ABS plastic slurry stuff to stick it all together. It's very strong. It's actually drying now. It's still drying. It's very flat. I've checked the flatness and it's great. It's not warping or anything, because I can tell about the gap here. There's a little gap between here and there. As long as gap doesn't get smaller, I know it's not warped or curled or anything. So anyway, yeah, I've got to put this in the acetone gas vapor thing now to let it soak, and yeah, so I'm going to put it in this thing here. I don't know which way around I'll put it. Actually, I'm just going to stand it up the same way. I did clean it up a bit because it had a bit of support material underneath, but My tissue is probably still soaked. Yeah, well, it's drying out now. Not much left on there. I'm just going to stick that in the bottom like that. And I'm going to get my acetone. I'm going to soak this tissue paper. There's a lot of impurities in this stuff. I mean, that's why the tissue's gone all funny coloured. So I'm soaking this tissue. Now I'm going to stick it on, fasten the lid on and leave that for an hour. Right, so nothing can leak out. It's got a rubber seal around on the lid. Doesn't seem to have perished or anything with the acetone, so that's going to sit in there for about an hour. So anyway, that's all for now. I just thought I'd come back and do a little short update on it, what I'm doing. Thanks for watching.